MRC-X race round 10 in Mexico. So we're start of qualifying at the moment. No drivers have taken to the track as yet. Must be sorting out all their settings. Looks like we're starting to see a few people starting to leave the pit lane. Some people actually starting to set a bank lap on the medium tyres, so that'll be interesting to see their strategy and see how they get on, see how those tyres start to work. See Fanning leaving the pits. We have quite a gaggle of cars by the looks of it. Macaulay is one of the first ones out. He's on the soft tyres. We've got Jean Genie, part of our Monday Race Club drivers, actually my teammate, funny enough, in the Renault team, doing very well in the championship. I'm just going to ride on board with a couple of different people, just see their different liveries. As this in the MRC-X event, we do not use the standard manufacturers, we all use our multiplayer cars. So it gives a good variety and see who comes up with different designs. What we'll do is we'll take you on board with Jean Genie for this, so who is opening lap, warming up for his first hot lap. A little bit of traffic in the last sector here. So as I say, a little bit split strategies. This is going to be interesting to see how we get on. So he's a good exit out at the last corner. And we'll follow him throughout this first opening lap. Whoa! Jean Genie. Big kick there. Big kick. Rear tyres weren't warm. That'll be damage on his wing. Has to abandon. Who else have we got here? Red Car Rambo. Ryan Barber has also spun through, looks like, the end of the second sector in the S's. Don't see if there's any damage just yet though. Hopefully he'll be okay and be able to continue on his way. Scrolling down the order, Dumbest Hornet. Looks like he's starting his fast lap through turn 1 nice and clean. Gets a bit of curve, get a good exit. Looks very nice. Opens the DRS. Heavy braking into very tight chicane. That was very nice and neat. Oh, big slap of oversteer. Big slap. That's going to hurt his time if he's going to continue with that. These medium tyres do seem like they'll take a bit extra time to warm up, as Stringy B has already been disqualified for going the wrong way round the session. So that could mean he's had a spin and tried to rejoin, as the first lap through so far is one of our newcomers, I Am Zach, with a good opening lap of 1:14.396. Man 5168 with a 1:21.4. These guys getting the sighters in. There is about time for about 3 flying laps round here. Get the opening lap done, get in, swap tyres, maybe make some slight setup changes. However, with this MRC-X race as a feeder for the MRC, which is the Monday Race Club League, we have very strict parc fermé rules, so they won't be able to change too much. So I hope we have a few of our regulars joining us tonight, people who have seen us before. am Zach comes in. Let's have a look. We've got Jack Jones, who was our Monday night commentator, decided to race in the MRC-X League. He set a really good time on the mediums of a 1:17.0. I wonder if he's going again here. This looks like a quick lap. That's maybe a slowdown. He's 1.3 seconds down on his Sector 2 time. So we've got Alex Edricks stepped up into second place, MTO into third. So we've got a few drivers now setting a few lap times. And Zach with a very, very good lap there to start off. So no one's getting really close at the moment, but everything could change. Still 12 minutes left of the session. So for people, newcomers, who have not seen MRC or the MRC-X races before, I'll give you a quick rundown. My name is Mark. I'm actually the person who runs the MRC-X League. I do sometimes racing, but the gentleman who usually commentates, he's had to step away tonight, so I've stepped up to try a bit of comms. First time streaming, first time commentary, so let's see how it goes. Fingers crossed. The MR Monday Race Club, as the name suggests, runs on a Monday night, and we have a great variety selection of drivers as we keep riding on board with our voice here, Fabian Schulten, who races again in our Monday Night League for the, I do believe it's the AlphaTauri team, could be wrong. So the Monday Night League runs full grid with a variety of assists that we enable, and also very strict corner cutting. I do believe that I think this race may see a few penalties, unless drivers are very careful, of course, through that second sector, through the S's, where it is very easy to run a little bit wide, but fingers crossed they manage it. So the MRC-X running on alongside the MRC is a standalone league, fresh for this year, to give all of our reserve drivers a chance of racing, a chance of getting some track time, gives them competitive, and we get to see who stands where. As we see, I Am Zach has gone a touch quicker at a 1:14.396. He's still up there with Kid Dynamite, one of our leading drivers, leading the championship in the MRC-X. He is second at the moment on a 1:15.249. So not a bad lap there. Looks like he's coming in and he'll go back out again. Got Gingini back out. He's done a set of lap time now after that unfortunate spin. This must be a cool down lap for him. 3 seconds down on his time, so he'll be coming in, or it could even be an opening lap who will stick with him for a little while. A fantastic livery, must say. Up he comes in. Who have we got on a lap at the moment? Let's chase and see who we've got. A little bit of traffic there for Shadow Cobra. We have Jay Jones on an out lap, our Monday night commentator. Let's see how he does. Here we go, Jay Jones. He's raced a couple of races this season, had some very, very strong results, with a 4th, a 6th and another 6th place, so he is definitely one to watch. Let's ride on board with him through this lap and see how he gets on. DRS, the letterbox flap, fully open, bows down, picks his braking point into turn 1, slight lock up, but nothing to worry about there. Very nicely there. Open DRS for the second time. Into this very tricky little chicane and little section. Very slow speed. Takes a wide entrance. Very nice exit through there. And here we go into the second sector of the, as we call the S's. Very neat. A few little bits of lift Third DRS is open. 1.4 quicker this lap. That's how he continues this lap in this final stadium section. Let's see how he gets on. Staying away from the curb. Car looks very nice underneath him, so must run a good level of downforce there to keep that rear in check. Let's see how he gets on. A 1:15.1, second place currently for Jake Jones. Fantastic lap from him. Let's go further down the grid, shall we, and let's see who's on outlaps at the moment and who's on a lap. So we have BGR here coming through on his outlap. His exit goes. Foot flat to the floor, pedal to the metal, straight down there. It's over the start finish. He's gone 11th with that lap. Here we go. Keeps it in fourth through there, nice. Very tight. Second DRS open for him. A little bit of traffic ahead, but hopefully they're on a hot lap and can either stay out of his way, give him a clean lap through. Oh, very wide. Cancelled that lap. He'll be coming back round. There's still time to get back to the pit, still time to set some new boots on and get going again for another flying lap. A lot of traffic just keeping out the way there. Very good sportsmanship, very good awareness as well from BGR. We have further down the order Luke Shard, quite relatively new driver to us at MRC and MRC-X. On an outlap, very deep there into the stadium section. That won't do much good. Hopefully that won't give him invalidation to ruin his next lap. Oh, it's getting very busy there through the last turn. This is not going to help him set up for his lap. He's going to give it a go though. We'll stick with him for a little while. At the moment, no current change at the top from Ryan Zacher. Still with a 1:14.3, 8 tenths or so ahead of Jay Jones. Kid Dynamite, Gene Genie, who was racing, as I say, in the MRC Monday Night League. Alex Edrick and a 1:16 in 5th. Shadow Cobra, again, one of our Monday races. As you see, Evervoice has just taken 5th place on a 1:15.7. Good lap from him. Again, one of our Monday races. MTO there in 8th. Whoops, as Luke Shard goes straight on a little bit. And look who else we got. So 2 drivers currently haven't a lap on the board. Ghetto Biggie may have just spun there. Oh, he's got some wing damage. That's not good. He hasn't got a lap on the board just yet and only 4 minutes left. He's going to have to really have a quick change of tyres and wing. And if we go back out to Red Cart Rambo, to Ryan. He's done 3 laps on these soft tyres. They won't be feeling the best at the moment, but he just needs to get a lap time on the board. He'll be feeling the pressure a little bit. Only 4 minutes left of the session. Must admit, I'm liking that chrome livery, although it does look very similar to mine. But he is a Teesside lad, so I'll let him get away with it. Yes. I'm also from Teesside, so we're one and the same. How have we got on a lap at the moment? Flicking through. Error Voice is on an in lap after setting that 1:15.761. We've got Alex, is he starting a lap here? Ooh, just a 10th down on his previous time. We've got Shadow Cobra here on an out lap on the soft tyres. Don't forget the full Parc Fermé rules still apply. So the top 10 will start the race on the tyres they've qualified on. So at the moment, a lot of them are on the soft tyres, apart from MTO, who is in 8th, who currently is on the medium tyres. So that could play dividends in the race. Different strategy we see here. Although all the guys outside of the top 10, of course, starting on a free tyre choice. So we'll watch Shadow Cobra starting his lap. DRS will be open it now. You can see another driver coming out the pits, but well out of the way. Looks like another driver's come up ahead of him as well, so hopefully this driver will see him coming and clear out of his way pretty quick. DRS open, a little bit late, a little bit delayed this once for the DRS. It may not take much of his top speed away, but in qualifying, every little half a tenth, every little tenth, all counts. We've seen pole by less than like thousands of seconds before, so this could make a difference. He is less than a tenth away from Alex, ahead of him, who's in 6th at the moment on his qualifying run. He's 3/10 up through Sector 2. This is a good lap so far from Shadow Cobra. Let's hope he keeps it throughout the stadium section. I'm going to have to ride on board. The camera's a bit all over the place. It looks very planted. You get the good drive off the last turn. Keeps it tight. Shortest run to the line. 16.0. Lost a little bit in the last sector, but still an improvement on his previous lap. So a good lap from him. Stays 7th at the moment. We have Thomas Hornet on an outlap. Coming through the S's. Well, keeping the tyres warm, doesn't want to overheat through there. We've got Red Car Rambo back on an outlap. I hope he's changed his tyres, because they won't be feeling very good at the moment if he's still on the same soft tyres that he's had on for 3 laps. We've got a few of our top guys now as well out on outlaps. Our top 5, I Am Zach, Jay Jones, Kid Dynamite, Gene Genie and Air Voice, all now on outlaps to do their final run, as well as MTO there in 8th, as we're going to stick on board with Dumas Hornet for a little while. As you can see, a whole gaggle of cars ahead. Let's hope they all clear out the way and don't disturb them too much. We've got Luke Shard in the way, it moves. Has it put him off? Luke is keeping out the way, but he hasn't backed off at the moment. Let's hope he'll keep out the way here in the braking zone. This is going to hurt Dumas Hornet here. This is really going to hurt him. Oh, that has hurt him. Driver on his outlap. That's not going to help Luke Shard, who is down in 13th at the moment and on his outlap. So let's go up with the top guys. Let's see how they're getting on. Aerovoy is coming up into the tight chicane. Runs very wide there. You can get away with that in terms of track limits. Not that I've said that publicly, but you can actually get away with that. Oh, he's backed off. Backed off this lap. So that'll be it for Aerovoice. Let's go up to Gene Genie. Coming through the S's as well now. DRS open. How's he getting on with this lap? 4/10 up through the 2nd sector. This could be a good lap. This could move him a lot closer to Kid Dynamite if he keeps this last sector all hooked up and keeps it planted through the last turn. So he goes with his run to the line. Keeps that nice and tight. 1:15. Wow, 3rd lap. 3rd from Gene Genie. Great lap. Great lap. Let's go back to Jay Jones. How's he getting on? Slow through sector 2. He's a 10th, 1.17 down. And he's backed out of that one, as I Am Zach's gone 2/10 quicker for pole position. What a lap for the first time. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. We've got a few drivers still on laps at the moment, but as it stands, we have got I Am Zach in pole, Jay Jones in 2nd, nearly a 2nd down from I Am Zach. Then we have Gene Genie in 3rd. About half a tenth further back on his in lap there. We have Kid Dynamite in 4th, who is our championship leader currently. MTO in 5th. Aerovoice in 6th. Alex Edric in 7th. Shadow Cobra in 8th. Douglas Hornet in 9th. And BGR in 10th. So that rounds out your top 10. Quite close though, if you look at the times. There's not a great deal between them, especially between 7th, 8th and 9th. Less than 2/10 between them all. And then rounding out the rest of the grid, we have Man 5168, Red Car Rambo in 12th, Finally got a lap in, which was a good lap from him to get to 12th. Snipers for life, Kieran. Again, one of our new guys, first race for him, first session for him. So a good qualifying session in 13th, on a 1:21.943. Then we have Luke Shard, Fanning 1989. Macaulay, again one of our new guys, just getting the grips. A lot of these guys have never raced without racing line before, so it'll be a whole new experience for them. And then Ghetto Biggie, unfortunately, didn't manage to set a lap time. We saw he did have 1 or 2 spins and a little bit of damage, so hopefully he'll be able to start on different tyre strategy and make his way up through the field in the race. So there we are for the qualifying session. I'll get a short break and I'll see you in a few moments. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. So we have started here for the formation lap, as you can see. We're on board. Going through the top 10 now, we have I Am Zach in pole position, Jay Jones in second, Gene Genie we're on board with here in third, Kid Dynamite in fourth, MTO in fifth, Ever Voice, Fabian Shilton in sixth, Alex Edric in seventh, Shadow Cobra in eighth, and Dumas Hornet in ninth, BGR in 10th, Man 5168 in 11th, Red Car Rambo in 12th, 13th is Snipers Kieran, Luke Shard 14th, then we have Fanning, Macaulay, Ghetto Biggie and Stringy B at the back. Unfortunately didn't manage to set any laps due to a disqualification. So we have most of the drivers here starting on the soft tyres, so they'll be quite even, I imagine, through the start, whereas we have Ghetto, Biggie and Stringy from the back starting on the hard tyres. So a difference in strategy, they'll go very long during this race and then put on the set of softs possibly towards the end and hopefully be very, very quick through that. So Iron Zach leads them round. Hopefully everyone getting their tyres nice and warm before they sit in the grid for a while. Not actually sure if this game keeps the tyre temperature when you get to the grid, when it goes to the automatic and then the computer takes over. Luke Shard's been disqualified, and Fanning and Macaulay, so they were disqualified from the formation lap, so they must have had a little coming together, which means they've just popped straight onto the grid, as you can see there in the background, as all the drivers are now forming in their grid slots. Just waiting for the last few cars to join. I've got Stringy B at the back there taking his spot. for the lights. 3, 4, 5 lights. And we're going. We're going. Very bit of a delay here. There seems to be a bit of a glitch. There we go. Now we're ready and going. Now we're off. Very strange glitch there. Jay Jones, fantastic start from him. Goes straight past I Am Zach. It's a great launch. There's cars all over the shop. We've got 3, 4 abreast coming into turn 1. Let's see how well they all behave. Little bit lock up there from Zach. 3 cars abreast. This is fantastic racing though. They all look quite clean. I'm just going to skip a few back, see how everyone's getting on here. Error voice here. Side by side with Kid Dynamite, and Kid Dynamite gets the inside line and takes that 4th place away from Error Voice. The Genie right behind him in 6th. Stringy B, what a start from this gentleman, I must say. Going straight down the order here. On the hard tyres, from the back of the grid, has already set himself up to 12th place. Great start from him. Oh, he's gone wide though in the first S, that's going to hurt him. However, coming up to the end of lap 1, there's a few place changes. Everyone seems to be very clean. Doesn't seem to be much damage in people's front wings, which is good. Come to the last corner, end of lap 1, we have Jacob Jones coming out the last corner to lead them round 7 tenths ahead of I Am Zach, with a 120 on his opening lap. Then we have MTO in 3rd. Kid Dynamite right behind him on his rear wing here. And just need a second back, we have Error Voice. Genie 7 tenths further back. Dumbest Hornet in 7th. Alex Edric in 8th. Chadakova 9th and BGR in 10th. They're all kind of line astern. About a second gap between them all at the end of that first lap. We'll keep going up and down the field and seeing if any battles are starting to take place. I think one of the main ones at the moment, looking at this, the closest here, is Ghetto Biggie on the hard tyres, is right behind, only 3 tenths behind Macaulay. No DRS yet, of course, not until the end of the 3rd lap. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. What's going on here? There's a little bit of a collision. Looks with Fanning and Snipers. Has anyone got damage? Doesn't seem so. That's a bit close there with Macaulay from Fanning. Defending hard. Oh, there's a hit. That must have done Macaulay a little bit of damage. On his front wing, yeah, he's gone wide, so he'll be losing downforce massively through this middle section. The question is, will he be able to, you can see the end plate there's gone, will he be able to keep going, or will he decide to box, change that front wing, go on a different strategy? We'll wait and see. We'll hold with that. He's holding Ghetto Biggie up a little bit there. He did cut across him into the right hander into the stadium, but luckily Ghetto Biggie saw it and backed out. You can see very wide through there. That's Ghetto Biggie on the inside. Is he going to get him out of that last turn? Yeah, he's backed off and then come into the pits. You can see that with the damaged front wing round here, especially that middle sector, you're just going to have no turning whatsoever. Ghetto Biggie also has wing damage, but he's staying out at the moment. Might be able to drive through it. It may not be too much of a loss. However, Snipers for Life has got a bit of a run. Sorry, apologies, Luke Shard. Went a little bit deep though. Allowed to Ghetto Biggie back through there. Good little battle lower down here. So there we are. Macaulay's come out the pits now, 22 seconds behind the pack after his change after that lap 2 incident. Let's hope he can get up there. And already, track limit warning, 3 second time penalty for MTO. That might hurt him later on. We'll see how he recovers. It is very tight at the front here. So we're going to stick with these guys for a little bit. See how they're getting on. They seem to have dropped Error Voice a little bit, 1.4 behind Kid Dynamite there, who was in 4th. And he's got Genie, Error Voice there for company, about a second back, with Dumbest Hornets another second back. So these four at the front, trying to make a break. DRS now in operation. We've got a DRS train behind I Am Zach, who has retaken the lead from Jake Jones. Of course, these guys are all fighting now, not just for the championship in MRC-X, but also next season in MRC main event races, which we are looking at changing shortly. They'll be fighting for places in the new 2-tier system, which are being discussed, where a lot of these guys will be able to move up from just racing on a Wednesday to also racing on a Monday night in either Tier 1 or Tier 2. So they'll be fighting for the best possible results here to improve their rankings and gain up to that league next year. So it is exciting times for the MRC, for the Monday Race Club. I myself joined just at the start of Season 2, where there were 6 reserve drivers, and I very quickly got a permanent seat and have raced since. And from in a season, oh, who's that at the back there? Kid Dynamite really got it wrong out of the last corner, so he's boxing now. He must have some kind of damage, and he's getting off those tyres. Let's just stick with him in this pit lane if we can, see if he's changed his front wing. But not. I must have a penalty there. They're holding him in the pits real long time there. So he's gone onto the medium tyres, so this possibly a 2-stop strategy for Kid Dynamite. Keep him with the quicker tyres, hopefully his race pace then will get him back up to the guys up front. Unfortunately, watching that, we've missed Jake Jones and MTO fighting there. MTO has taken second place from Jake Jones, who also has a 3-second penalty now. And as I was saying about the MRC, we have grown massively within the last few months, really, from only a handful of reserve drivers each week to now over 20. And we're continuing to grow all the time, and it's absolutely fantastic to see. Very good bunch of guys, everyone's very friendly, everyone loves to race, and we just love doing what we're doing. As we're starting to see a few penalties coming through now. Alex Edrick in 7th has now got a 3-second penalty, and Red Car Rambo all 4 track limits. And this is the problem with Mexico, is you need a little bit of a balance between the top speed, as you see here, through the start-finish straight in that first sector, to get the right amount of downforce, to keep the rear planted, keep the front end turning as well through the S's in the middle and last sector. But we've got Jay Jones right up behind you. He's going to have the DRS. He's going to make a move into turn 1, pulls out, under braking. Oh, a bit of a lock-up from MTO. Good defending. That's another penalty though. That's unfortunate. Just defended a little bit too deep. Kid Dynamite now. 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. Let's have a look. So a few guys now. Kid Dynamite and MTO. 6 seconds each. And these guys are the top 2 in the championship by some margin at the moment. So this is going to hurt their championship a little bit, but although they are mainly fighting between themselves. Kid Dynamite pretty much has the championship won. He's on 184 points with MTO, with Mike at 133 points, so 50 odd points behind him. Still going to hurt his chances though. MTO could do with a really, really good result here. That's going to help him close that gap with Kid Dynamite back there at the moment in 17th place and on the 2-stop strategy. Going further down, we have very, very close battles throughout the championship field, so this is going to play out and be really interesting to see how these guys make it through the race, see what points they can bring home, and there could be a few jumps. If someone gets a good result here, you could see them jump 3, 4, maybe even 5 places up in the championship. So it's all about keeping the composure, keeping the head, and just playing the long game. But we see Ever Voice and Gingini having a heck of a battle here. That's very good. Good battling between those two guys. Monday Race Club drivers had a few battles between themselves, and Dumbers Hornets taking advantage of Ever Voice getting out of shape and defending there with Genie and taking advantage and taking that place. We're going to stick with this one, guys, for a little while, because this could go on. As we've got Fanning also in the pits at the end of lap 6. Kid Dynamite has pitted again. He went on to the medium tyre, don't forget, quite early on, and is now on the hard tyres, as they've actually already lapped somebody, unfortunately. That may be Luke Shard, who's been lapped there by these guys at the front. A lot of DRS passing here now. We can see Dumas Hornet is going to challenge. He's going on the outside. Genie goes defensive. It's going to get very tight through there, guys. Dumas Hornet thinks better of it. Save it for another lap. Gets really out of shape. But it's very tight through that section. So yeah, Voice was not able to capitalise on that yet. Who have we seen now? So we've seen Alex Edric in the pits. He's on the medium tyres now. Red Car Rambo also in the pits, and Shadowcoma being in the pits there, swapping on the medium tyres. Where Iron Zach out front. Cut back to this guy. 7.4 seconds now is lead over Jay Jones. No penalties either yet, so very clean racing from him. However, further down we have Jay Jones has also lapped one of the other guys at the back there. And then this battle again for 3rd, 4th and 5th. Really close between them. A little bit of a DRS train. Dumas Hornets dropped back after that little slip up he had, as we saw on the last lap, as Alex Edric has left the session. He was running in 8th place. Let's hope it's just a software and network glitch and he gets back on and can rejoin. This is going to be very close. Error Voice is only 3/10 behind Dumas Hornet at the moment. He seems more likely to challenge, as Stringy B has taken over BGR there. So Stringy B, what a great first stint from him on the hard tyres. The softs will possibly be going off now. They're starting to feel them slide, lose that bit of grip, be overheating a little bit as well. They won't get that turn in, that initial reaction that they had on the opening few laps. Whereas the hard tyres with Stringy B, they'll be just still feeling really comfortable, I imagine. He'll still be able to push them, really get a good turn on them. And again, now we see Dumas Hornets challenging, dive up the inside of Genie, and he's... oh, heck, that was a bit close. Genie's managed to keep that place after that dive, but Dumas Hornet seems has lost out, and now Air Voice is taking him back for 4th. This is going to go on for a while, guys. These guys, very, very equal in terms of abilities, so it's going to be very, very interesting. Whereas the pit window now does open for the 2-stop strategy for these soft, the guys on the soft tyres. Voice is taking Genie now through the DRS system. And see, he gets a double DRS there, double dose of it, so he's got it made and he's going to be able to extend that now. Let's see what pace he's got before the pits. Now, with it being the 2-stop strategy, as we say, these guys could push, keep out another longer. We'll see how effective the undercut is and see which of these three especially blinks first. As a few guys now have pitted. We've got Fanning back down in 15th, and Red Car Rambo, they have now re-pitted. They're on soft and medium themselves. Snipers for Life has now come into the pits in 14th. We see there, Stringy B, 3-second time penalty. Just seems to be pushing a little bit much now. We're just going to stick with these guys, just so as these pit stops unfold and see where they go. Also, Air Voice, must admit, is only 2.7 now behind Jay Jones in 2nd. Who's going to blink first? Air Voice is boxed. All three of these guys have pitted at the same time, with Jay Jones as well, and Iron Zach, who is now that far ahead. He's actually on his way out as these guys have just reached their pit boxes. This is bringing Stringy B right back into it. From starting at the back, now up into 2nd, again on the different strategy. This is really going to be interesting to see how well he goes. Now, Iron Zach's come back out on the soft tyres, so he'll be using the mediums later on in the race. Whereas the guys behind who were battling, Jay Jones, Air Voice and Genie all on the mediums. Whereas Dumas Hornet, he must have had wing damage because he's very delayed in the pit stop, but he's gone on the softs. So he might be able to use those to catch back up with these guys. And see what he can do from there. MTO's up in 7th. He's on 2 laps now in the hard. Another little good battle going on here. The Ghetto Biggie. Unfortunately, BGR has, I do believe, had connection issues. Hopefully he'll be back with us soon. Sorry, apologies. Alex Edric was the one with the connection issues there. So these guys are actually racing now. We've got Ghetto Biggie, who was also the one started on the hard tyres. Is still out on those, as is Stringy B. Again, few penalties that we've had going on, so let's go back to the penalties there. A few of them with 6 seconds, quite a few of the drivers now with 3 seconds. Only I am Zach, our leader, Aerovoice, Genie and Hornet, and Fanning are the ones with no penalties at the moment. Going back to knowing some of these drivers, Aerovoice and Genie, biggie bit of defending there from BGR, had to think about it, but the door was slammed shut in his face there as he's gone really wide there. Must have been put off by the back marker. That's really unfortunate. Let's hope that's not going to hamper him too much as VGR's gone through. And now we've got Alex now challenging him, who's taking advantage of that. Goes straight through. Is he going to have the DRS as well? He's side by side down the pit straight. Over to DRS. That's done even before that. So very unlucky for Ghetto Biggie there. Very, very unlucky. Seems to have got put off by the back marker we have ghosting turned on in this league. So you can technically go through them, but it's not something you want to do. Obviously, racing etiquette. We do try and get the lap drivers to be a bit more aware and try and move out the way, which I do believe the back marker did there. Just unfortunately, Ghetto Biggie was a bit unsighted. Going back to all a few battles at the front. Dumbest Hornet now 6.8 behind after that really slow stop. Must have had a penalty or a wing change. Then we've got Genie again. They're right behind, 8/10 behind Aerovoice. Same strategy with these two. So this could be interesting how this plays out with these for the Monday night races. Both these guys very clean drivers, not just to race against wheel to wheel, but in terms of penalties, I think the last few weeks neither of them have had any time penalties at all. So very good at keeping it within track limits and keeping their speed. We have a yellow in sector 2. Let's have a flick back through the field, see where that is. It's cleared now, so someone may have just gone really wide there. As we see Macaulay going wide, he's under a bit of pressure from Fanning there. Macaulay's come out onto the hard tyres and Fanning on the mediums, so theoretically he should be quicker. But we will see how this goes. We have a car ahead. I'm just flicking through there. Oh, as Macaulay's gone wide through that real tight right-hander. Oh, that's getting a bit close, guys. Cuts the corner. He's going to be all sorted. We're getting a warning for that. Stringy B now, another penalty. He's pushing on now. He must be really pushing to extend those tyres as far as he can. He's got Fanning's got the DRS right up the inside. Great overtake from him. Managed to keep it on the track. A little bit of oversteer, but absolutely fine. Great overtake from him for 15th. Got Luke Shard pitting again for the soft tyres. That's his first stop. So a couple of guys have already taken 2 stops. Kid Dynamite has recovered. I know he was up there in 4th. He's now back into 12th, but he's had 2 stops. We have Red Car Rambo and Macaulay 2 stops themselves, and Fanning with 2 stops. So only Stringy B and Ghetto Biggie yet to stop. They're the guys that started on the hard tyres. As we see how position changes, so a bit up and down in the field. Ghetto Biggie up 7 places, which is great on his long run on the hard tyres, and Stringy B of course up 16 from starting right at the back on the hard tyres. So yeah, a few up and down. Kid Dynamite unfortunately the biggest loser at the moment, down 8 places into 12th. Hopefully he'll be able to recover that. He is one of our quicker drivers. As we say, he is the leader of the championship. Had some great races so far. Let's see how he continues and see how he makes his way up. He's only 1.1 behind Ghetto Biggie at the moment, with 6 lap fresher tyres than Ghetto Biggie, so this could be interesting to see how well he gets. There's a yellow in sector 3 that's now gone. Someone may have gone wide there. Let's see how he gets on. He is closing. Through the SS, Skid Dynamite's got the DRS, gets it moved out the outside. Nice overtake. Does go wide though, that could be a warning if he's not careful. Back up to 11 for Kid Dynamite. Good recoveries. Now he's 2.3 behind Shadow Cobra. It's 5 lap old mediums. So we'll come back to that. We'll keep an eye on that gap and see how he comes through the field. Looking back through, we've got BGR 1.3 on the soft tyres against MTO on the hards. So MTO looks like he's doing the one-stop strategy, trying to make those hard tyres last another 20 laps. Unless he's going to use the softs at the end and really have some strong pace at the end. But we will see from MTO as BGR had the DRS down that straight. He's going to have a lot more grip through this tight, twisty section for the traction. Another yellow in sector 2, someone may have gone wide again. These guys 10 seconds now behind the top 6. We're quite close. J Jones and Error Voice 3 seconds apart there. They came into the pits quite close together. That gap seems to have stabilised. Genie's dropped back to 1.3, 1.2 behind. So he might just be looking after his tyres, just saving it, and then trying to push, maybe do an overcut or an undercut on Error Voice there. And Dumbest Hornet has closed that gap. He's closed it by half. I'm sure he was 8 seconds behind only a few laps ago. And now he's really closed that gap to 4.4 on those quicker tyres. As we see a BGR, real good traction out there. He's closed this gap down. He's going to have DRS down the main straight. Let's see how he makes the move. If he's close enough to MTO, he's using the ERS. Looks like MTO used the ERS system there, or put the fuel in rich mode to keep ahead way down that straight there. We'll get the telemetry up so we can see what each driver is doing. Helps us understand if they're using the ERS. Let's see, where is it going to be on? So this is the closest battle on the field at the moment. We have Fanning down in 16th, battling with Macaulay in 15th, only 6 tenths behind. He is also on the medium tyres against Fanning on the Macaulay on the hard tyres. So that could be an interesting one. As Ghetto Biggie has another 3-second penalty. Well, his laps now, his tyres are going to be getting a bit old. 15 laps on those hard tyres. They will be starting to feel that. Stringy B started his 17th lap. He's 16 lap old hard tyres. He'll be trying to go deep into this race and maybe switch to the mediums or even the soft tyres just to make that a one-stop strategy. See how he gets on. How we got BGR. Round 2, guys. Round 2. See how he gets out. Gets a good exit. DRS system's going to be open in a moment. Here we go. Seems very close to in the slipstream. Letterbox is open. Oh, heck. Big defending from MTO. Is the damage? Must have missed him there. And then defends on this time around. Second DRS zone on the inside. Is he going to get him? MTO still hanging on the outside. Does back out a bit in the end. Great pass from BGR there. He's on the soft tyres. They are 6 laps old, so they will be going off soon. But he has got lighter fuel than they did in the first stint. So they may be able to eke that out an extra lap or 2. Not have the drop off as they did have, as the back marker does get out the way. Causing the yellow flag just because he was close there. MTO, another 3-second penalty for track limits. So he's trying to push, trying to keep close. He's going to try and stay in the DRS, try and get it back, possibly down the straight. So we'll stick with this again, guys, and see how he gets on. Oh, he's gone very deep though. MTO's gone very deep out there. That's that battle over. Might be able to get him through the pits, through the pit stop phase. As you know, BGR is going to be on a 2-stop strategy. Possibly going to the hards next to try and get those to the end. We've got 18 laps left, so it is theoretically possible. Now, if any of these guys on the soft tyres are starting to feel them wear a bit, starting to feel them go, they could honestly get through and get those hard tyres on and take them to the end of the race. As you've seen, Stringy B and Kid Dynamite, he's now back up to 10th on his hard tyres, but Ghetto Biggie started on the hard tyres, he's gone up to 12th. So one-stop strategies that make them last 18 laps, half the race distance. So this is where we could be seeing them go a bit further, then strap on a set of mediums, new set of boots, and take them to the end. Seems like the gaps now, guys, are starting to stabilise. There's a few large gaps between people in the field. Some of the closest ones we have Genie 1.1 behind Air Voice, where he's been for a few laps now. Just outside of the DRS range. Air Voice 3.4 behind J Jones, who's 3.4 behind Stringy B, who is still to pit. Whereas I am Zach. is 23 seconds ahead in the lead, controlling this race in absolute on his own. Little lock up from Stringy B. He's still pushing on. Sorry, Jay Jones, he's still pushing on here, trying to keep that gap with Error Voice behind him. Now Gene Genie has closed now. He's now 7/10 behind. So if he can keep through this middle section, he will be within DRS range. These three, Error Voice, Gene Genie and Dumas Horn, is still 4.4 behind. The only one so far without a penalty. That's fantastic driving from these guys. He's still within 8/10, so see if we can keep the stadium section really nice and tight, right and clean. Don't forget, guys, these two guys and Jay Jones ahead have pitted on the same lap, so they're on exactly the same strategy. He is going to be within DRS range. Error Voice is already flashing. His DRS light is already flashing. He has only got 6% left of his ERS. This could leave him vulnerable down the next straight, with Gene Genie having 68% or 70% of his ERS left. This could leave him, Error Voice, very vulnerable. DRS open again. Well, we don't know fuel strategies. It could be in rich mode, keeping him ahead there, because there didn't seem to be too much of a gap closure there. Jay Jones is really closing in. Third place, Jake Jones. As Rambo's retired from the session. That's a shame. That is a shame. So he's now really closing in here, Jay Jones, on Stringy B. His tyres really must be going. He's trying to eke them as long as he can. But Jay Jones, with the 8-lap old mediums, they'll go another couple of laps now, and you know, we've got Alex Edric down in 10th on 12-lap old mediums, so we'll at least go another 4 or 5 laps for the Jay Jones here. And he's really closing in. You can see the difference in grip through the last sector there, straight away within DRS range. Where Stringy B is already flashing, the RS light is flashing on the back of his car. So this is again going to put him under pressure. We've got Gene Genie, sorry we've missed that, guys, we've missed it, whereas Gene Genie has now got past Error Voice. That was coming, it was very close, so we're going to go back to this Jay Jones battle with Stringy B and see how we're getting on with this. DRS wide open, can't make anything this time round. We'll have to follow him through this section. There's not really anywhere to overtake unless Stringy B is really struggling with his tyres. You can see the car squirming now. Really squirreling around. It's going to hurt him through this middle sector. See what we can do here for Jacob. Very, very close. Going to have to back out of that. Great camera angle. A little bit wide from Jacob there. 3-second time penalty. So he's had multiple warnings, but the DRS is open and he's going to make that pass stick down the inside. Oh, clash of wheels. Let's hope Stringy B didn't get any damage with that. It was just his front. Looked like wheel to wheel there. So he will have got away with that, looking at his front wings. Luckily there, really lucky. But Jay Jones had the inside line, really took it as he bails. That's it, Stringy B has bailed off those tyres now. He's got 14 or 15 laps to the end. He's going to probably strap on a set of the medium tyres and go to the end of this race. Great opening stint from him though, from back of the grid up to the time of pitting third. There he is, yeah, medium tyres. That's the one-stop strategy for him. Thomas Hornets bailed now. He's gone on to another set of medium tyres. He went onto the softs, whereas Genie and Error Voice ahead of him went onto the mediums. So that is now Thomas Hornet going to the end, whereas Error Voice and Genie, I would imagine, will pit for the soft tyres. Jar's also pitted here and now down to 11th. He's strapped on a set of mediums. He will be going to the end. So now we're starting to see the last round of pit stops now. We've got a few guys on medium tyres, a few guys on the softs, which will be coming to the end of their life, so they will be looking to pit soon. Kid Dynamite at the minute up to 8th. He's right behind Dumas Hornet, who has just come out of the pits. Kid Dynamite 15 lap all hard tyres. He has one more stop to make today. Dumas Hornet doesn't really want to be getting caught up defending against Kid Dynamite. You know, he made good inroads against the guys ahead when he was on his soft tyres. Let's hope he can keep that going. He wants to really use that undercut, really get that strength and get onto the back of the other guys. He's only 2 seconds behind MTO, who still again has to pit, who's in 6th. We're getting a stream now of penalties. Look at that, guys. We've got again only MTO and Genie, because our voice now is a 3-second penalty. Only Genie and Dumas Hornet with no penalties so far. Snipers for life, 22 seconds down there in 15th. Please be careful there. I think you get to 30 seconds and he will be looking at a possible disqualification from the game there. A couple of guys have got 12 seconds, a couple of guys up there with 9 seconds. So that is going to really change the order at the end of the race. We've got MTO there 9 seconds at the moment. That's going to really play in the hands of a couple of those guys behind him. He's way ahead of Shadow Cobra, who's 16 seconds behind if you look at the intervals. But you still will lose out to 1 or 2 of the other drivers. But Dumas Hornet on his display will see that MTO has those penalties, so he doesn't really want to be fighting him. He knows that place is his if he keeps it clean. However, I'm sure he will try to get past as quickly and as cleanly as possible to continue on his way with his different strategies there as he's on the new medium tyres. Graham Zach's pitted now for his final stint. He's onto the medium tyres for his last one, so the guys ahead still to pit. But he's now 9 seconds, 9.8 ahead of Stringy B, who again on that one-stop strategy has really made that count. Really made it count, so he is technically in 2nd place once the round of pit stops has been completed. We're going to keep flicking up and down here, guys, because we want to see when these guys start coming, if they're going to try to undercut each other and see where they go. We've still got Dumas Hornet there, has taken over. DRS pass on MTO on his 15-lap old hard tyres, but he's still hanging on. Couldn't just make that stick, but Dumas Hornet makes that stick with a double DRS. We've got Kid Dynamite now. Kid Dynamite also had the DRS on Dumas Hornet and gets that pass done on MTO. So, is he going to do it? Side by side. Oh, there's a collision. Is there damage? Kid Dynamite seemed to lose the rear end, unfortunately, on that outside, which then became the inside, which made them two collide. There may be an incident there in the steward's room after that. Don't think they'll see eye to eye with that one, somehow. However, on the different strategy, Dumas Hornet did make that move really stick, did really well, and now he's going to go off after Stringy B and try to close down that gap, because the guys ahead in 1, 2 and 3, Jay Jones, Genie and Error Voice, are still to pit for their lap tyres. So if Dumas Hornet can close that gap, that brings him really into play for the end of the race. I did just see, I'm sure I saw there a penalty. Someone who had their Snipers for Life had a 10-second penalty for corner cutting. He's on 35 seconds at the moment. Does take him out of it a little bit. His hope, chances of trying to close any gaps, trying to get a strong result. He's going to struggle. Luke Shard is a lap down at the moment. But penalties up and down the field. Still only Dumas Hornet and Genie are the only two to not get the penalties. That's going to really play into Genie's hands, with Jay Jones currently in the lead, having 9 seconds worth of penalties and only 3 seconds between them. Again, guys, same strategy. That is really going to play into Genie's hands to gain that position towards the end, even if he doesn't get it on track. Surely be coming round to the pit stops now. If they can do 10, 11 laps on the soft tyres. Who's going to blink? That's it, Genie's gone. Genie has pitted. He's going to try and get the undercut, try and get a bit closer to Jacob at the front. Error Voice and Jacob Jones have stayed out. So interesting to see where Genie manages to come out, because we've got Stringy B going around the final turn. He is in the... We've missed that, guys. We have missed Stringy B overtaking I Am Zach. Must have been on track. Must have been on track. Whether I Am Zach had a moment, went wide or had a little spin, we're not sure, because there was 9-second gap between those two, and now there's 2 seconds swing to Stringy B, who is actually in the net lead of the race, and 12.5 seconds behind Error Voice, which means he is 17 seconds behind Jacob, and obviously those two guys still to pit. MTO is pitted now for the soft tyres. His hard tyres were suffering a little bit, as we saw with his fight there with Kid Dynamite. Kid Dynamite still going, he's in 7th. He's on 19 lap old hard tyres. He may be going for another set of soft tyres shortly and see what he can do in terms of the gap from there. But Genie now only 7/10. He is caught right up coming out of the pits there on his fresh soft tyres against I Am Zach. Look how quick he's catching through the S's there. He's going to have DRS. I Am Zach does park it in the middle of the track. Careful guys, careful. And Genie makes the overtake. That is for net 2nd place, don't forget, of this race. That's a great overtake from Genie. Still fair. Still fair. No contact between them. I Am Zach did try to defend that, but superior tyres. And then we got Ever Voice and Jacob Jones pitting together for the soft tyres. Who's taking over? There's Jacob Jones. Fast enough? Is he far enough ahead? Genie's coming at him right knots down the straight. He's got out ahead. J Jones staying out that bit longer has managed to keep ahead of Genie. But don't forget, he does have 9 seconds worth of penalties, and he will have to get these tyres up to temperature, which will take about half a lap or so, whereas Genie's will be up to temperature after that extra lap on them. Dumas Hornet up into 4th place. I Am Zach is having a little bit of a struggle at the moment. He is going backwards at the moment on these medium tyres. I wonder if he has underlying damage. Because now we've got Kid Dynamite going down the outside, even on his on his tyres, and Ever Voice is also trying to get past, and he has done, round the outside. Something's happening with I Am Zach. He must have some kind of damage or be struggling for fuel with that. We don't know, again, what kind of fuel he's, which mode he's in. But he's just going backwards now. He's only just made the stop recently. So Ever Voice on his soft tyres all over the back of Kid Dynamite, who is still to pit one more time, as I have said multiple times. But we'll stick with this one. We'll see, is Kid Dynamite going to box yet? Stays out for another lap. But Ever Voice on the soft tyres, DRS open, moves to the side, easily done. Halfway down the straight, Kid Dynamite pulls in to try and get a bit of tow to go with him. But nice and easy there for Ever Voice, who's going to try and get in the back now of Dumas Hornet on the medium tyre, and then catch up back to the battle he was having with Genie and Jacob Jones. Cyclist for Life's gone. He is now retired as well. He did have a lot of penalties, so that could be why he has retired the car. He had over 35 seconds worth of penalties with that one. There he is, that was him, that was his car there, I do believe, pulling off to the side of the track, out of the way. We'll go back to watching the tyres, because this is going to be quite interesting, because the tyres now are split slightly, the strategies. We've got J Jones only 1.4 behind Stringy B on the soft tyres, so this is going to go down. The top 3 separated by 2 seconds. That is it. J Jones going to have DRS down the straight. However, is Stringy B going to have DRS from the back marker ahead? He is. J Jones didn't actually have DRS at that point. He must have passed the detection zone just too far back at that point. Kid Dynamite finally pits. He is now prepped on a set of soft tyres. Where's he going to come out? We'll just nip back and see where he's going to come out. He should be in 7th there, ahead of BGR. Where's BGR? Oh, it's going to be tight. BGR may just come out ahead. He will. He is coming out ahead. So we're going to get back to the lead now, guys. Sorry I'm skipping, but we're going to go back to the lead. This is for the outright lead of the race. All the pit stops are done. Virtual safety car. So Macaulay's DNF'd. We don't know if he's had a crash and he's put it into a wall, but the virtual safety car is out, so these guys can, if they're struggling for fuel, put it into a lean mix, save the RERS system, save a bit of fuel, keep the tyres nice and cool. Fanning's got a drive-through penalty for speeding. His hasn't lowered his lap time delta enough in time, so he's got a drive-through penalty for that. He can't serve that under virtual safety car, has to wait till the green flag is shown. This is going to be very interesting of seeing how this goes. So there we go, back racing, green light. DRS is back open as well, enabled, unlike safety car. J Jones got a really good run at the last corner. Pulling up alongside, he's going to have DRS as well. Pulls into slipstream, DRS open. Oh, Stringy B's defending very, very aggressively there. They've collided. Glide down the straight. Stringy B did move over a little bit more and managed to defend, but there's going to be DRS again for Jacob, who will get another good drive out there on his new softer tyres. He's going to dive up the inside. This time as he outbraked himself a little bit, but it turns into a right-hander. Oh, this is a little bit close now, guys. This is very close. He's got it into the tight double apex right-hander. Jay Jones takes over the lead of the race. That battling, of course, has allowed Genie, who was 3 seconds back at one point through the virtual safety car, to really stand a march. He's only 7/10 further back now of Stringy B. So, Stringy B, who's actually, you can see at the bottom right of the screen, the fuel lights come on. So he's been running in a real strong mix for a lot of this race. With 6 laps still to go, his fuel lights come on. So he's going to have to run it in lean at some point, trying to keep that fuel. Last thing he wants to do is go into fuel saving mode before the end of the race. But we've now got the DRS train, top 3, all again within DRS of each other. I am going to stick with this, with it being for the lead of the race. Kid Dynamite, another 3-second penalty, but he's closing on I Am Zach as well now on his fresh soft tyres. You can see there in 6th and 7th. We'll close Nick down to that one for a moment. As he comes out the last turn, he's alongside already. He's got no airs left, unfortunately. He used it throughout the lap, but he's going to have the DRS because he was behind through that with the fastest lap of the race, a 1:16.5 for Kid Dynamite. Really good lap there, and makes a pass up to 6th place. So next up the road, 13 seconds up the road, is Dumbest Hornet. See how many seconds he can take out of that. But you would like to think, with only 5-6 laps to go, the Dumbest Hornet has got this 5th place sewn up. We've got Error Voice in 4th, 5.8 behind 3rd place Genie, and then 6 seconds ahead of Dumbest Hornet. But we still have these guys battling, hammer and tongs. But Genie, 0.3 behind Stringy B, again, fresh soft tyres. This should be about even now. The best of the life will have come off those soft tyres, even with the virtual safety car. He's going to have DRS down this main straight. Let's see if he can make do. Let's see if there's hopefully no contact this time, guys. Keep it clean. You're going to go left. Stringy B went to the left. Genie has gone around the outside, under braking, gets the place. And he's, don't forget, double DRS, so he will have DRS again to keep ahead of Stringy B. Great overtake there from Genie. Fantastic overtake. We'll look at the position change. Stringy B, you still can't complain and grumble with his race so far. He's up 15 places from starting at the back, whereas Jay Jones and Genie up 1 place each from 2nd and 3rd on the grid respectively. We've got Ever Voice, who started 6th on the grid, is now up to 4th. Looking at I Am Zach, is he stopping again? No, he's just going further back. Doesn't seem to be happy on these medium tyres. He's going backwards here, I Am Zach. MTO's now passed him for 7th place, and he's under pressure from BGR down the 2nd DRS zone, and BGR gets past him as well for 8th place. I Am Zach, who was our early race leader, unfortunately falling back now in 9th place. He's got 8 seconds to Alex Edric, who, well, we'll see how this one pans out. If Alex has got the pace, I'll keep an eye on that. He's closed in rapidly. It was 8 seconds, it's now only 7. So if he keeps taking 2 seconds a lap out, could right beyond the back of I Am Zach and gain that extra championship point. Gaps at the front seem to have stabilised at the moment. Genie 1.3 seconds behind our race leader, Jacob Jones. There's Stringy B down there, 3rd, 1.9 seconds further back. After that, the Tussles was in the lead. Error Voice, falling back, is 4.3 seconds behind Stringy B in 4th place. Dumbest Hornet, another 8 seconds further back. Kid Dynamite, 10 seconds further back. He was 13, so it has closed that gap a little bit, but he is on the soft tyres. And then we have MTO in 7th, after just passing I Am Zach. BGR in 8th, also passing I Am Zach. Now we have I Am Zach in 9th, and Alex Edric in 10th to round out the point scoring positions. Shadow Cobra, haven't seen much of him this race. Currently on his own, he's 12.9 seconds behind Alex in 10th, and Man 5168 is in 12th, with a 30 seconds further. So a little bit of a lonely race, as you can see on there, on his own around the track. Just needs to keep it clean. If we look at the penalties, he has got 15 seconds, so it doesn't seem like anyone is going to change that position for him, with Alex having 15 seconds as well ahead. Jay Jones, we didn't see that, as we've not had that screen up, has got 15 seconds worth of penalties, so he may cross the line in the lead, and we'll see how that pans out with another couple of laps to go. But with those 15 seconds, that is going to drop him right back. Same with Stringy B, with 12 seconds worth of penalties. The guys around them are going to see that. Error Voice will see that he's got 9 seconds less of penalties, and that is going to really bring Error Voice in. He might just be happy staying at that gap about 4 seconds further back and allowing the penalties to play themselves out. Same with Dumbest Hornet, if he can close up a little bit, that'll bring him into play as well. He's looking at that, is about that leader. Dumbest Hornet could, if he closed the gap by another 2 seconds or so in the final few laps. As I say that, he has 3 second penalty. Could have done that better if we tried, could we, guys? He could have brought that up and actually got ahead of Jay Jones there, but with that, he'd have to really close up. He still could, in theory, close up the gap a bit more and get the place from Stringy B. So who have we got pitting? A late pit stop there from Shadow Cobra. He's got a free stop. He is on his own. Well, the man has now got him through that position through the pit stop. So again, if we go back to the penalties, was he on a long run? We're not sure on that one. Which Shadow Cobra thought he would go for another set of soft tyres, try and get a fast lap, a couple of quali laps, and see how he gets with the fast lap, if he can take it away from Kid Dynamite, who is in 6th position at the moment and currently has the fastest lap of the race. So that extra point, with him being down in 6th place, will help. But his nearest contender, MTO, right behind him there in 7th, but 10 seconds adrift. It's going to come down to this in the last lap, I think, guys. We've got Jay Jones 1.3 ahead of Gene Genie. Again, the penalties are going to come in. Gene Genie, another clean race so far. I hope I haven't jinxed it like I did with Dumbest Hornet. But another clean race. He will potentially inherit the lead, barring any bit of misfortune. But his fuel light is flashing. He is going to be going into fuel save mode and lean mix very shortly. He has very little DRS, air system I should say, left. Whereas Jay Jones also flashing with the fuel. So have we got anybody who isn't? Error Voice there. He is not in fuel, but a lot of these guys are using a lot of their ARS deployment, trying to keep those gaps with all the penalties that are going on around them. They want to be keeping those gaps, keeping that in mind, so that their air system will have been used. That's why a lot of the guys will potentially have used their fuel throughout the race, trying to bridge that gap. But we're going to stick on board for the last sector here with Jacob Jones, who will take the checkered flag first, again barring any mishaps. Comes into the stadium section, tight left-hander, keeps it clean. Around the last corner, and Jay Jones is taking the checkered flag, will win. 2nd place, Gene Genie will take it on penalty points, so Gene Genie is the leader so far. Stringy B crosses the line in 3rd. Error Voice has taken 2nd place on penalties through to Jacob Jones and Stringy B. Then we're next across the line we have Dumbest Hornet in 5th, good race from him. Next, Kid Dynamite, not far behind at all by the end, not far behind at all, really close. You can see the gap there, very very close. Next over the line we have MTO in 7th, BGR coming around the final turn, a little bit wide on that, but clear on his own there in 8th, and spins it out of the last corner. That's not even the finish line, that's further down. No, he's made it, he's made it. Well, that's one way to finish. I'm glad we've caught that. I am Zach here in 9th place with Alex Edric right behind him now. I am Zach's had a really be upset, I'd imagine, with his second stint, but makes it over the line there. BGR to get 9th place. What a fantastic race, guys. Absolutely fantastic race. There's battling up and down the field. We saw plenty of DRS overtakes, plenty of very clean racing. Some a little bit close to call. I'd imagine we'd see a little bit in the stewards later on. But congratulations, Gene Genie. Fantastic drive from him. Not a single penalty. Really well done. And takes the race win. Second, Our Voice, our Monday race drivers, really proving themselves there. Coming through our MRC-X drivers and taking over and winning. So, quick rundown of the top 10. Gene Genie takes the win. Our Voice in second. Jay Jones with his penalties in third. Stringy B 4th. Dumbest Hornet in 5th. Kid Dynamite 6th. MTO 7th. BGR in 8th. 9th was I Am Zach. And Alex Edric in 10th to round out the top 10. Few DNFs there. Macaulay, Snipers for Life and Red Car Rambo unfortunately did not finish the race. A couple of guys a lap down there. And unfortunately for Fanning and Luke Shard, some of their first races, unfortunately 4 laps down. Maybe struggling with setup, maybe struggling with the lack of the line, racing line. Thank you for joining me, everybody. It's been a pleasure. A little bit nervous doing this for the first time, but I hope you enjoyed the stream. But take care, guys, and we'll see you next time from MRC and MRC-X.